Hello everyone and welcome to the class for Transportation Engineering. I'm Professor Kakade Bedi and we are learning topic highway drainage from the unit number 2. Okay, we have discussed several points and some points from this topic has been remained. Today we are going to finish that all points related to this topic in this video. Okay. So in the last lecture, we have discussed about what is the road drainage systems and what are the different type of road drainage system. In the prior thing is that they are divided into the two categories, and which is surface drainage and subsurface drainage system. In the surface drainage is the system which is collect the water from the surface of road, okay, and then it drain off into the natural stream or nearby any nala or any other thing, okay, so that the maximum water get drained off from the road and not stored at nearby area, and which does not cause any problem to the surface or subsurface or subgrade of the road. So it increases its stability, strength, and its durability also, okay. So after that, if there are two type of the surface drainage system, one is the side gutter and another is the catch water drain. Side gutter is the trench which is nearby the road surface, running along the length of the road, okay, and it collected water and transported it, but it is unpleasant from the point of view of a aesthetic view, but it is less costly. Another is the catch water drain. When there is a hilly area and the elevation of a road surface is low than the other area or surrounding area, in that situation, the slope nearby the surface may cause major problem, okay, which might be having a very high velocity water discharge, okay, and a slope. So that may cause problems. So that's why we have to provide that extra drain which cut off the continuity and collect some amount of water, which distribute the load from the from the side gutter. Okay, this is known as catch water drains. These are the figure for the catch water drain. We have discussed in the previous video, but just for the recall, we are discussing this. And then this is the today's video topic, which is subsurface drainage. In most of time, it is happen like that. A road surface, okay, so the road, it is at the higher level. The surrounding area is also discharging water very quickly, and so that the main purpose of collecting or discharging water from the surface, okay. So surface water is the main problem, but when in the some area where the low lying area and having a land like marshy land or the land where the water table is at the very near to the ground level, in such situation it mm, will be problematic to the subgrade of the road to become stable at such position, okay. So that's why we have to remove the water also from the down below from the surface, okay. That water must to be collected and discharged in a very proper way, that because when the water is coming from the downward direction in the upward from the down of the portion in the upward direction, it will it again and again acted uplift pressure on it, and that uplift pressure is causing much problem to the stability of a pavement. And another is the it reduces the strength, okay, reduces the effective stress, and piping and segregation act sorry piping and the settlement action might be occur at that position. Okay, so that's why we have to keep in mind that it is important to provide this. So let's get started here. Okay, the soil subsurface drainage. Okay, in the name you could understand that is the drainage or the collecting water from the below the ground level, okay, or below the pavement. Okay, so when the system by which a subsoil water from the undersideable side of a road pavement is collected and removed, then it is called as subsurface drainage. Okay, so subsoil water from the underside of the pavement collected and removed, then it is called as subsurface drainage. Okay, it is called as subsurface drainage, which is below the ground level. So main purpose also as usual to remove the water, but more important that in this situation it is not also in only about the water, it is also surface drainage is especially used to control the moisture content, okay, in the subgrade. Okay. So when there is a moisture content, not only water, again moisture, only moisture is also there. So the moisture also let expand the soil grain particles. Okay, some soils like having the mortomorolite substance or which you can kill kaolite minerals are presented there. It might be expand, and that expansion causes stress on the or the cause of pressure on the surface. Okay, so to control the moisture content, first one, and if the moisture content accumulating in the subsoil in excessive, the road surface become weak. Okay, hence it is essential to control the moisture. Okay, to avoid or to prevent the weaken the pavement surface. Okay, and these are the factors which is affecting on the moisture from the subgrade. Okay, when there is a subsurface area, there is some main causes which uh, are important to know, which are increasing the moisture content. Okay, first one is the rise in a groundwater table. When there is a, if you remove the water from the surface even, and the adjacent land is having the it does not having the system of removing water or draining of the water proper way, it percolate below the ground, and when it is percolated is again and again increasing its water table level. Okay, water table level is increases, and when water table level increases, it again acted uplift pressure on the subgrade portion. Okay, then seepage of water from adjoining area, obviously we are considering the uplift pressure, but when there is a pressure difference on the adjoining area and the surface. Okay, so if this is the road surface, this one is the road surface, and here there is a too much water is there, it will start percolating through here because it is having a less pressure than this, because the hydrostatic pressure is more, might be more, I don't know what will be the situation here. But if there is hydrostatic pressure where the height of the water is increases due to the low drainage system in that area, it the seepage started, and the seepage might causing the seepage pressure and piping action, the settlement of a road and deterioration of it, material get eroded, that kind of the problem might be arises here. So that's why the seepage of water from the adjoining area or near area is also important to cut off. Okay, capillary action is there. Okay, sometimes there are capillary action might be formed due to the porosity of a subgrade portion. When there is a porosity in the subgrade portion, water start rising, okay, and which also cause moisture content in the below the area of road. Okay, the percolation of surface water through the cracks of, even we are providing too much measures to remove the surface water, and even there is a like surface rigid pavement like concrete surface, and there are cracks are present here, and from these cracks the water is draining below the surface or subgrade, that is also causing moisture increasing is increasing. Okay, so what are the function? It is obvious and default that to control the moisture content. Okay, it is obvious to be, we are doing all these things to control the moisture. Maintain the bearing capacity. Okay, bearing capacity is the strength of the subgrade to bear the load coming from the carriageway. Okay, it is how the load is distributed. The carriageway bear the load or transfer it to the subbase, base, subbase, and subgrade. So, in the ultimate way, the ground which is bearing all the load. Okay, so that bearing load bearing capacity of a soil is depend on the effective stress sigma dash. We have learned it in the geotechnical engineering subject. So sigma dash, so total stress equal to sigma dash plus applied pressure. Okay, so effective stress bearing capacity depending on the effective stress, so that the applied pressure increases, this increases, but the effective stress decreases. So effective stress must be there. So to improve the effective stress, we have to maintain the bearing capacity. We must maintain effective stress. Must maintain effective stress. Applied pressure must to be reduces or should be maintained. To reduce the capillary rise by providing cutoff layer. Okay, we could avoid the seepage line piping. Okay, and the capillary action by providing cutoff layer. What is a cutoff layer? Cutoff layer, it is a layer of some porous material which produces low pressure area. So it does attract the nearby moisture which is having a high pressure. Okay, so we know that the pressure is traveling from high pressure to low pressure, or the any fluid is traveling from the high pressure to low pressure, so that we are producing a low pressure area here, and when the low pressure area is there, it just collected water. Okay, and when the water collect, you could provide the way to be discharged. Okay, so by that we can reduce the moisture. These are the function of this surface drainage system. So here the longitudinal drain is a longitudinal drain is the drains which are running along with the length of the road from the both side or single side below the ground level. Okay, this is important that below the ground level it is running. Okay, so water table can be lowered by providing longitudinal drains and cross drains below the pavement structure at the specified depth. Okay, so when there is a water table is high, so the water which is at particular level above the drains, if rises, the water is collected in the drains and discharged properly, so that the water table does not affect on the road surface. Okay, then longitudinal drains pipes are placed with a open joint butting against each other and laid on the bed of sand, crushed stone, etc. Okay, the diameter of a L drain pipe varies from 150 mm to 200 mm. Okay, so here they are saying that there are perforated pipe. What is mean by perforated pipe? Pipe with the holes. Okay, consider this, there is a holes in the pipe. Okay, that red line is considering the openings or holes in the pipe, and that hole attracts the water which is present in the soil. How we attract the water? By providing the low pressure area. How we provide low pressure area? By providing maximum void ratio of the particular area. So how void ratio increases? By providing the sand and crushed aggregate, okay, aggregate crushed stone, and it generally accumulated or acquire whole area with a low pressure. Okay, so that the first water is collected or travel to this area, and then it travel to this area, and when it collected in the pipe, it just transferred to nearby area. Okay, so here you could see the figure in very proper way, that the above figure or top figure is the figure of the section of a road. If we cut the section in a traverse direction or traversing or the lateral direction, the road which provided with L drain or subsurface drainage will be look like this. Okay, so first clay seal. Why clay seal is from the top? We will start from the top. Okay, so here this portion is the road pavement, which is pavement of a bitumen, or we could say that concrete, etc. Then clay seal, or we could say that uh, whole bunch of clay is provided. Why clay provided? Clay material is the, we could say that clay material is impervious material. Okay, it does not allow any water to pass through it, so that when water is just pass from here, it should not percolate from here, so that by the clay seal is provided. Okay, then this is the base of the pavement surface, and this land is considered as subgrade portion. So below this, below the some depth, there is a two lateral drains or two longitudinal drains are provided. So what does it do? The filter material is there. So this is the filter material like sand, aggregate, crushed stone, etc., which collect the water from here and transfer to the this pipe. Okay, so this is known as a longitudinal drain or L drain. Okay, this kind of the system only providing a longitudinal drain is sufficient for the area where there is a not too much amount of seepage, or there is a high water table, etc., etc. It is at the initial stage, but when there is a too much amount of water which is provided in or available in the soil, and the water table is very high near to the ground level, in that situation we have to provide that kind of the drains which is having some amount of slope like timber. Okay, so that it collected the water which is at the middle portion of this road. Okay, under the width road, here you could see that the water is collected in this cross drain. Okay, C drain we say that, and transfer it to the longitudinal drain. Okay, so by that method we are collecting water. Okay, and so that the whole water which is below the ground level is collected in the this longitudinal drain, and this longitudinal drain is running throughout its length. At some point it having an opening to discharge all the water collected. This is the effective and efficient method provided for the draining of the water below the ground surface. Okay, so here is the figure. Here you could see that this is the pipe, which is perforated pipe. We are considering it as a perforated pipe having some kind of hole. Okay, so that the water, these are aggregate or sand. Okay, so that it attract the water, and that water is transferred to the main. Why we are collecting this? Because some soil like this, okay, this is considered as a black content soil, which might expand and causing problem. So we are done with the highway drainage system. Our next topic is arboriculture. So what is meant by arboriculture? It is the planning or planting a tree beside the road surface for different uses and function is known as an arboriculture. Arboriculture is a very old method to prevent many problems we are affecting the stability of a road and traveler. Okay, so that arboriculture must be developed at each and every road, maximally for the highways. Okay, so it is very important to plant a tree beside the road. There are several reasons why it need to be provided. Like here are the main objectives of providing arboriculture. The main object which we require for providing arboriculture is to avoid the reflection of lights. Okay, when there is an open road and there is no arboriculture or trees between the two roads or two lanes. Okay, well, we cannot say lanes. Okay, or two roads, like one is in another direction and another is the opposite direction to that. The light or headlight of the opposite direction vehicle is just reflected on the eye and block the sight of a driver, so that the arboriculture is important. This is the first function, I think, for the arboriculture. Another is the temperature variation can be reduced. Okay, temperature variation can be reduced on surface of road by arboriculture. So when there is a summer season, okay, and when summer season is there, the temperature is very high, so bituminous surface get melted, or it affect on the health of the tire. Okay, tire of vehicle, so that the temperature must be maintained, and that temperature might be maintained by the trees. There are several reasons that it provides shadows, how it controls the temperature. I'm explaining how the tree controlling temperature, that it might provide a shadow, or it due to the transpiration losses. Okay, it maintained by the evaporation of the water. Okay, another is the intensity of wind can be reduced by arboriculture in some in some area. When there are huge amount, or we can say that there is a velocity of a air or velocity of wind is very high, which causing the stability of a vehicle of a driver, so that it reduces the intensity of wind. Okay, next is the it help in the stabilization of a formation. Okay, bleeding of bituminous road surface in the summer season can be prevented. Most of time it happens like that. The bituminous road where the bitumen get melted due to the high heat, and only rough surfaces remain at the top of the portion. It did not happen in the when there is arboriculture provide. It helps in stabilization formation. Okay, bleeding of a bituminous surface in the summer season can be prevented by arboriculture. It also prevents the bituminous road surface from becoming too soft. In it increases the beauty of a appearance of a road. It helps in the breaking the masonry of a long road. Mhm. It provides attractive landscape. It provides shade to the road users. Okay, that kind of the advantages or objectives of providing arboriculture. There are several things which are considered while planning the arboriculture, like location of a tree, distance from edge of road, and plantation of road, so that the location that it is at the middle, at the one side or both side, etc., etc. Then the distance from the edge of road, if the it is very near from the edge of a road, that it covers some amount of a road which might cause a vision of a road. Next is the planting on the both side. What is the preparation or planning to provide or plantation of a tree? So here we are going to end this video. In the next video we are going to start new topic. Okay, so thank you for watching our video and keep watching our video.